Did you know that seniors lose over $3 billion every year to financial scams? This is not just a cold statistic. It represents thousands of real people, your neighbors, friends, or even family members who have been tricked out of their hard-earned savings. Many seniors have spent decades working, saving, and planning for a peaceful retirement, only to have their dreams shattered by scammers who prey on their trust and kindness. These criminals are skilled at exploiting vulnerabilities, often using sophisticated tactics that can fool even the most cautious individuals. The heartbreaking truth is that most of these scams are entirely preventable. The problem is that many seniors do not realize how vulnerable they are until it is too late. Scammers constantly evolve their methods, adapting to new technologies and social trends, making it harder to spot their tricks. But knowledge is power. By understanding how these scams work and what signs to watch for, you can protect yourself and your loved ones. If you're over 60, this video is your ultimate guide to recognizing, avoiding, and defending yourself against the most common and dangerous financial scams targeting seniors today. We will cover the top 7 scams you need to be aware of, explain how scammers manipulate emotions like fear, urgency, and guilt, and provide clear, practical steps you can take immediately to safeguard your savings and peace of mind. Because no one deserves to be taken advantage of, especially not after a lifetime of hard work and sacrifice. Let's get started on building your shield against these threats. Seniors are often the primary targets for financial scammers, and there are several important reasons why this is the case. To understand how to protect yourself, it helps to understand why scammers focus on seniors in the first place. Take Martha's story as an example. Martha is 72 years old, lives alone, and enjoys a comfortable retirement. She spends her days reading mystery novels, volunteering at her church, and chatting with her grandchildren on Sundays. One afternoon, Martha received a phone call from someone claiming to be her grandson. The caller told her he was in trouble, arrested in another state, and urgently needed bail money. Overcome with worry and love, Martha wired $5,000 that very same day. It wasn't until her real grandson called later that evening that she realized she had been scammed. Martha's story is one of thousands like it. Why are seniors so often targeted? First, many seniors have accumulated savings, pensions, and assets over their lifetimes, making them attractive marks for scammers looking for quick financial gain. Unlike younger people who may still be paying off debts or building savings, seniors often have more liquid assets or steady income streams from Social Security, pensions, or investments. Second, some seniors may not be as familiar or comfortable with modern technology, especially online platforms, email, or smartphones. This can make it easier for scammers to trick them with phishing emails, fake websites, or fraudulent phone calls. Even tech-savvy seniors can be caught off guard by the sophistication of some scams. Third, seniors tend to be trusting and polite by nature. Many grew up in a time when people were more community-oriented and less suspicious of strangers. This kindness and willingness to believe the best in others can unfortunately be exploited by scammers, who use friendly or authoritative tones to gain trust. Fourth, feelings of isolation or loneliness can increase vulnerability. Seniors who live alone or have limited social contact may be more likely to engage with strangers on the phone or online, making them easier targets for emotional manipulation. Scammers often exploit this by building fake relationships or using urgent emotional stories to create pressure. Scammers are experts at using emotional triggers to manipulate their victims. They create a sense of fear, urgency, or guilt to push seniors into making quick decisions without thinking them through. For example, a scammer might say, "If you don't send the money now, your grandson will stay in jail," or "This offer expires in 1 hour," or "You'll lose your savings forever." These tactics are designed to short-circuit rational thinking and make victims act impulsively. But here's the good news. You can protect yourself. Awareness is your strongest defense. By understanding these tactics and recognizing your own vulnerabilities, you can build mental scam resistance and make smarter decisions when faced with suspicious calls, emails, or offers. Experts in elder fraud prevention emphasize that education and community support are key. Talking openly about scams with family members, friends, or trusted advisors can help you stay alert and avoid falling victim. Remember, being cautious is not being paranoid. It's being smart. In the next chapter, we will explore the top 7 scams currently targeting seniors and how to recognize and avoid each. Knowing the specific tricks scammers use will empower you to protect yourself and your loved ones. Let's begin by exploring the top 7 scams that are currently targeting seniors. Understanding these scams in detail will help you recognize warning signs and avoid falling victim. Scam number 1, the grandparent scam. The grandparent scam is one of the most heartbreaking and common scams targeting seniors. It preys on love, concern, and family ties. Imagine receiving a frantic phone call from someone claiming to be your grandchild or a close relative. They say they are in trouble, may be arrested, hospitalized, or facing legal fees, and desperately need money immediately. The caller often sounds scared or desperate, urging you not to tell anyone because there's no time. Scammers typically ask for money via wire transfers, gift cards, or cryptocurrency, which are difficult to trace and recover. Because the scammer often uses information gleaned from social media or public records, they can sound very convincing. How to protect yourself: always verify the situation by contacting other family members directly. Ask personal questions only a real relative would know. Never send money based on a single call or message, no matter how urgent it sounds. Scam number 2, Medicare or health insurance fraud. In this scam, fraudsters pose as Medicare representatives or health insurance agents, offering free medical devices, upgrades, or services. Their real goal is to collect your personal information, such as your Medicare number or Social Security number, which they then use to bill Medicare fraudulently or steal your identity. You might receive unsolicited calls, emails, or even home visits, offering free medical equipment or suggesting you need urgent upgrades. These offers often seem too good to be true. How to protect yourself? Remember, Medicare will never call you unsolicited. Always confirm any offers by contacting Medicare directly through official channels before sharing any information. Never give out your Medicare or Social Security number unless you initiated the contact. Scam number 3, tech support scams. Tech support scams often start with alarming pop-ups on your computer screen warning of viruses or security breaches. You might see messages like, "Warning, your device is infected with a virus. Call now for support." Shortly after, you may receive a call from someone claiming to be from Microsoft, Apple, or another reputable company, saying they've detected problems on your device. The scammer will ask for remote access to your computer to fix the issue. Once they gain control, they can install malware, steal passwords, or demand payment for fake repairs. How to protect yourself? Never give remote access to unknown callers. Do not click on suspicious pop-ups or links. Use reputable antivirus software and keep your operating system updated regularly. Scam number 4, investment and annuity scams. Many seniors look for stable income sources in retirement, making investment and annuity scams particularly dangerous. Scammers promise high returns with little or no risk, offering fake annuities, bogus real estate deals, or so-called government grant programs. These scams often use complex jargon to confuse victims and pressure them to invest quickly before they miss out. How to protect yourself? Always consult a licensed, trusted financial advisor before making any investments. Check with the Better Business Bureau or FINRA to verify the legitimacy of investment opportunities. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Scam number 5, romance scams. Romance scams are especially cruel because they exploit emotional vulnerability. Scammers create fake profiles on dating sites or social media, build emotional connections over weeks or months, and eventually ask for money, often citing emergencies, travel expenses, or business ventures. Victims can lose tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. How to protect yourself? Be cautious if someone moves the conversation off the dating platform quickly or avoids video calls or in-person meetings. Never send money to someone you haven't met in person. Scam number 6, sweepstakes and prize scams. You might receive a call, email, or letter saying you've won a prize or sweepstakes, but first, you must pay a small fee to claim it. Scammers may even send you a check that looks real but bounces days later. For example, George, a retired teacher, received a letter saying he won a sweepstakes he never entered. The letter included a $2,000 check, but he had to pay a $500 processing fee. After sending the money, the check bounced and the money was lost. How to protect yourself? If you didn't enter a contest, you didn't win. Legitimate organizations never ask for money to receive a prize. Always double-check with official sources. Scam number 7. Imposter government scams. In this scam, fraudsters pose as IRS agents, Social Security officials, or law enforcement officers. They threaten arrest, fines, or deportation unless you pay immediately, often demanding payment via gift cards, prepaid debit cards, or cryptocurrency. They might say things like, "You owe back taxes," or "Your Social Security number has been suspended." How to protect yourself? The IRS will never call demanding immediate payment over the phone. Real government agencies always contact you by mail first. If you receive such a call, hang up immediately and report it to the FTC. Each of these scams has caused devastating losses for seniors across the country. But by knowing what to look for and how to respond, you can protect yourself and your loved ones. Hearing about scams in the abstract is one thing, but real stories bring home the impact these crimes have on seniors and their families. These stories also offer valuable lessons on how to avoid falling victim. Let me share the story of George, a retired teacher who thought he had hit the jackpot. George received a letter in the mail informing him that he had won a prize from a sweepstakes he had never entered. The letter included a check for $2,000 and instructions to pay a small processing fee to claim the prize. Excited but cautious, George deposited the check and sent $500 via Western Union as requested. 2 weeks later, the check bounced, and the $500 was gone. George felt embarrassed and ashamed, but he was not alone. Many scam victims experience similar feelings of guilt and isolation, which can prevent them from reporting the crime. Scammers count on this silence to continue their schemes, but it's important to remember that being scammed is not a reflection of your intelligence or character. These criminals are highly skilled manipulators. Another example is Martha, whose story we mentioned earlier. After wiring $5,000 to a scammer pretending to be her grandson, Martha was devastated. However, she reached out to her family and local authorities who helped her report the scam and take steps to protect her finances. Martha's courage in speaking up not only helped her, but also raised awareness among her community. Then there's Tom and Mary, a couple who avoided a costly mistake by talking openly about a suspicious investment offer. Tom received a call promising guaranteed high returns on a government-backed annuity. Instead of rushing to invest, he discussed it with Mary and a trusted financial advisor. They discovered it was a scam and reported it to the authorities. Their story highlights the importance of communication and seeking expert advice. These real-life lessons emphasize that no one is immune to scams, but knowledge, communication, and prompt action can make all the difference. If you or someone you know has been targeted, don't hesitate to report it. There are resources and support systems designed to help victims recover and prevent further harm. Victims often find emotional support through counseling or support groups, which can be invaluable in coping with the trauma of financial loss and betrayal. Remember, you are not alone, and help is available. In the next chapter, we will discuss practical, everyday steps you can take to protect yourself from scams and keep your finances safe. Protecting yourself from scams means building good daily habits. Always guard your personal information like it's your most valuable possession. Never share your Social Security number, bank details, or passwords unless you are absolutely sure who you're dealing with. Use strong, unique passwords and turn on two-factor authentication for your online accounts. Be cautious whenever someone pressures you to act quickly. Scammers often use urgency to trick you into making mistakes. If you feel rushed, pause, take a deep breath, and verify the information before doing anything. If you ever receive a suspicious call, email, or message, talk to someone you trust. This could be a family member, friend, or financial advisor. Getting a second opinion can help you spot red flags you might miss on your own. Use trusted antivirus software and keep your devices updated to protect against malware. Avoid using public Wi-Fi for banking or shopping, as it can expose your information to hackers. Regularly check your bank and credit card statements for unusual activity, and set up alerts for large transactions. If you find out you've been scammed, act quickly. Stop all communication with the scammer immediately. Hang up the phone, delete suspicious emails, and block their numbers. Report the scam to your bank or credit card company to protect your accounts. File a report with the Federal Trade Commission at identitytheft.gov and notify your local police. You can also call the National Elder Fraud Hotline for help. To prevent further damage, freeze your credit with the three major bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. This stops anyone from opening new accounts in your name without your permission. Being scammed can be emotionally painful. It's important to seek support from trusted friends, family, or counselors. Talking about your experience can help you heal and regain confidence. Sharing your story can also protect others by raising awareness. Financial scams targeting seniors are real and growing, but you have the power to protect yourself. Stay informed, trust your instincts, and don't let fear control your life. You've earned a peaceful, secure retirement. Guard it carefully. Have you ever been targeted by a scam? Did you catch it in time? Please share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help someone else avoid falling victim. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with friends or family who need this information. Together, we can build a community of smart, protected, and empowered seniors. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.